Okay, happy Friday. It's July 3rd, the day before July 4th. Obviously, 4th of July. Independence Day is tomorrow. And want to wish everybody a happy, safe 4th of July. We're hearing news reports of increased spikes of the COVID-19 virus in our area. And in Florida, we've seen that because I think there's more people, there's more testing, and there's more people out and about as opposed to what we saw in April and May, of course. But that has affected the real estate market a little bit, as has some of the campaigning and the parades and some of that. But I wouldn't say significantly. And I'm going to share some numbers with you that will actually really tell you a full story as to what's going on in real estate in the villages in Florida. So, as we've talked about the last couple of months, what we've seen is we have seen a spike up in business. 8 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago, when all this started back in middle of March, severe decrease in the amount of showings, like straight down, a lot less showings, a lot more trepidation about looking at properties. Maybe we're selling one or two a week, and that's really, really low for us. So definitely a downgrade in the marketplace. No big surprise. What we were predicting during that time period is that there would be a rebound once things opened up, and that's exactly what we've seen over the last 5-6 weeks. We've seen a rebound up, right from the very bottom, probably end of May, middle of May is about what we saw as being the bottom. Showing started to increase in May because things were officially, opening up again. April was our shutdown month, quarantine month, and May was, kind of a gradual opening. In June, obviously, saw more openings and that type of thing, up to 50% in restaurants. Obviously, bars have closed down again, probably for good reason, right? Too many people in one spot. Makes a lot of sense. But what we saw typically in the month of June, we saw an increase in the amount of showings, a lot more people looking, and we saw more pendings and more sales versus the prior month. And I think obviously that makes a lot of sense because people were able to look at properties. People felt a little bit safer about going around and, taking a look at different types of homes as opposed to not doing anything at all. But the dynamic that has taken place over the last 30 to 45 days is we have seen the typical look at June, July marketplace is compounded with all the people that were wanting to look in April and May that didn't feel safe in doing so. So what we're seeing right now is it's a double whammy. It's the normal July traffic, June traffic, July traffic, on top of what would have occurred in April and May. So we're seeing more and more people actually take a look at property. Now, you have to keep it in mind that, basically in the summertime, we don't see a lot of people, going through homes typically, but it's still more than the typical June and the typical July moving forward. So I'm going to give you some numbers right here. The numbers I pulled up for the last 7 days in the village is MLS numbers. 30 new properties have come on the market, which actually is lighter than what we've seen, probably the lowest number we've seen in the last 6 weeks that we've been looking at this. Most of the numbers have indicated that we're seeing about 40, 45, maybe even 35 at the lowest. But 30 new properties over the last 7 days means that obviously that's an impact on inventory. 49 properties actually have sold. Okay, so 49 properties have sold, meaning those are the properties that have closed. That's a lot of properties that have closed, and we pretty much predicted that because we saw that the pendings, the showings were increasing over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and that goes to show you that that's a record number of closed properties as far as the last, probably since March, right? Like that's the largest number we've seen since March on closed properties. Now we've seen 44 under contract, which means that we're still really strong on the number of properties that are going under contract. So that's a significant number there. So more showings, more under contract, less inventory, okay? And we saw 34 price reductions. So the price reductions actually really tells you, okay, definitely we're seeing price reductions. Sellers are feeling, okay, well, you know what, maybe I do need to reduce my price. We'll start out high, we'll see what happens. But 34 is still a lot less than what we've been seeing over the last 6 to 8 weeks. So overall, healthy market, good market, 2 thumbs up. Looks pretty good to put your home on the market. I would watch that inventory number. If you're a buyer, it is a little bit concerning that less properties are coming on the market, but you know, we'll see what happens over the next week or two. So if you have any questions, I'm Glenn Stein, Realty Executives in the Villages. You can connect with me at 352-572-3796, 352-572-3796. You can also find us on buysellthevillages.com, buysellthevillages.com. That's our website, and you can search for property there. All right, take care. Happy 4th, everybody.